Okay. Solid sphere, solid sphere. Most people today think of the Earth as a solid ball of rock and molten metals. It consists of 5 thick layers: the crust, the upper mantle, the lower mantle, the outer core, and the inner core.
This was not the only theory that scientists had come up with. In the late 17th century, Edmund Halley theorized that the Earth was in fact a hollow sphere instead of a solid core. He thought that the Earth consisted of concentric rings.
Halley's idea has spawned many variations. Some of the theories include that of John Sims, who believed there was a singular sun in the center of the Earth with 2 openings, one at each pole. Another theory, referred to as concave hollow Earth, was proposed by Cyrus Reed Teed.
Later in his life, Teed moved down to Florida, where he started a cult. I'm not going to claim expert status, but it's called Koreshism. Mm-hmm. That's at least what Wikipedia
That's what he changed his name to, Koresh.
And he just changed his name to Koresh because he wanted to sound more ancient. Well, most likely.
I just like how he wanted to sound more ancient.
Yeah. And he, like, this was like part of his main part of the cult. Like, the main belief is that the Earth is hollow, but there was some other stuff.
He also believed in immortality, reincarnation.
Yeah.
Also, it was collectivist, but that's par for the course.
Collectivist meaning we all happily grow tomatoes together.
Yeah, pretty much.
Teed suggested that the Earth was actually a hollow ring, and that we the people live on the inside of that, with a sun in the middle. The sun had a light side and a dark side, allowing for day and night.
There are many theories about what could be held within the Earth. Some, like Marshall Garner, believe that there are extinct animals roaming around. In 1846, a well-preserved woolly mammoth was found frozen in the ice of Siberia. Garner believed that this was proof that there were animals inside the Earth, and that we could simply wander in from the North Pole, that they actually came from inside the hollow Earth. Garner also designed and patented a model of the hollow Earth. Some decided to take his idea of wonderful and wild animals roaming freely beneath us, and some went as far to write a whole book about it. In 1864, Jules Verne wrote Journey to the Center of the Earth. Now, while Verne probably didn't believe there were actually a prehistoric world within our own, he definitely knew this would captivate an audience. Some were so captivated that they too began to think like Marshall Garner, and that there must be some way to see these amazing, wonderful animals. Over the years, this theory began to change and began to include humans and lost civilizations. This is one of the main theories seen today in hollow Earth beliefs.
Many call the fictitious civilization inside the Earth Agartha. The land is supposed to resemble the Garden of Eden from the Bible. There are allegedly several entries to Agartha all over the world. The Great Pyramid of Giza is one, King Solomon's Mines, the North and South Poles, and the Kentucky Mammoth Cave. It is theorized that people live beneath the Earth's surface in colonies, Shambhala being a main colony. Most people believe that Agartha is very technologically advanced and that the people are extraordinarily intelligent. Does anyone else remember Atlantis? Other theories are that the people residing in Agartha are the ancestors of the human race, the creators, if you will, or beings not even from this planet. You guessed it.
Aliens.
Aliens.
The most cited is the Atlantean theory, that being that after Atlantis sunk, all of the survivors went underground.
The Nazis were particularly interested in the hollow Earth so that they could find the survivors of Atlantis. They turned to archaeology to instill a sort of ethnic pride in their past and find justification for their future plans of war. They used archaeology to justify their expansions by creating a range of lands that the Stone Age Germans occupied and that the modern Germans could justifiably conquer. Some Hollow Earth theorists believe that after World War II, the surviving Nazi administration hightailed it to inside the Hollow Earth. Even today, the Nazi colony still sends out occasional UFOs for reconnaissance on the surface world. At least, that's what some theorists believe.
We may wish there was a fantastic world within ours, filled with incredible animals and civilizations, but there are 2 main reasons why scientists around the world laugh at this theory. First, we all know gravity, holding our tiny bodies to this giant mass of rock instead of being catapulted off into space. Objects tend to clump together by gravitational energy. A solid sphere is the most effective way to minimize gravitational potential energy. Being hollow is very unfavorable for this type of energy. Hollow objects aren't strong enough to support the internal pull of gravity. Mass is also an indicator of gravity, and if the Earth was hollow, its mass would be much lower, and therefore our surface gravity would also be lower than it currently is. This calculation is key, because if our mass was lower and Earth was hollow, our gravity wouldn't be working right. Second, there's seismic activity. While not visual, seismic activity helps us observe the core by vibrations. These vibrations from earthquakes allow scientists to establish the structure of each layer of the Earth from crust to core.
The theory Halley proposed was not terrible in the context with what the scientific community of the time knew. In many ways, it was also not far from what we know now. The Earth does have layers. They're just not spheres rotating in the center of the Earth. However, as time progressed, the theory was expanded and became almost unrecognizable to what Halley theorized. With what we know today, we can disprove the notion that the Earth is hollow and that there is an advanced people living below the surface. There are many origin stories that talk of peoples emerging from the center of the Earth, or when people die, they go to some form of an underworld, such as hell. All of these are based in religious beliefs.
I mean, it's not wrong. Okay.
It'd be like that sometimes, but this hollow Earth theory ain't it.